Oh, look, obviously very disappointed in our efforts overall throughout yesterday. Look, that last quarter, I don't think you can put it down to too much. You know, everyone gets fatigued late in games. I'll probably see it more as a mindset and an attitude. You know, look, we've dropped 2 games now in a row, being a few goals up, and we really need to address that and have a look where we went wrong.
What do you mean by mindset and attitude?
Oh, look, I think when you get a few goals up and a team is coming strong like they were yesterday, we probably more receded into trying to save the game more so than continue to play our style of footy. So that was probably the point where we really just tried to arrest the game instead of continue to play our way.
Is that doubly disappointing given the same thing happened last week, and I guess people would have expected you to learn from it?
Yeah, look, no doubt, and I really felt we took some great learnings from Sydney last week, but obviously weren't able to implement them yesterday. But look, I just think it was throughout the 4 quarters, we really didn't get to play our brand of footy, and that was the most disappointing thing. I don't just see it as a last quarter letdown. I think right throughout the day, we didn't get the game on our terms in the way we would have liked.
Do you think you need a change in personnel this week, maybe to refresh that mindset and change it up a bit?
No, look, I don't think we need to make any drastic changes. We've obviously got some fantastic form coming out of the VFL, which is really good. But look, I don't think we need to change too much. We'll address this. We've got another exciting opportunity to I guess, keep our season back on track against Collingwood next Saturday. So it's chins up and hard work this week.
Did you talk about the game at length after the game, or is that something that sort of later in the week you reflect on what happened in that last quarter in particular?
Yeah, look, no, we certainly did. We addressed it as a playing group and then with the coaches as well, and just sort of, I guess, let our emotions sort of subside a bit, and then spoke about the way we performed, and they were the main messages. It just wasn't our brand of footy, and I guess from my point of view, I think we individuals and as a team we played quite a selfish game, and for me that's really out of character from this group. So a bit of a one-off game for us, I think, and as individuals. So I'm not worried about that at all, but quite firm on the fact that we need to stamp some of those behaviours out.
What do you mean by what was the selfish part of it?
Look, I think it was there were little decisions where probably having shots at goal where you could pass them off, using your numbers around the ball where you could instead of just banging it long. Even just one-on-one opportunities that you just really want to try and win. And you know, we put that responsibility on each other to perform like that, and look, it just wasn't the case yesterday.
2 games out of the top 8, are you still a finals chance at this stage?
Oh, look, no doubt. We have no issue in that our season's still alive. The competition's so close, and look, I really feel there's going to be a couple of spots up for grabs. We've got 8 games of footy to play, and but look, certainly makes it a harder road from here on in. But I've no doubt if we can get to our best footy, we'll be right.
You go into the bye with probably certainly one of your performances of the season.
Yeah.
What does the last fortnight say about this team?
Yeah, look, I feel we played some really good footy against Sydney. Probably the informed team of the competition last week. Took it right up to them, should have won that game. Look, this one yesterday, I'm really confident that was one out of the blue, one out of character from a lot of us, and one that we can stamp out really quickly. So I'm really looking forward to a great response next week.
And just on response, just to comment on, you know, Harves called it Sunday Bloody Sunday, and Xavier Campbell was really pointed with his tweet, and then the club's retweeted it. There's some people around the club pretty filthy about this, aren't there?
No doubt, and none more so than the playing group. So obviously very disappointed for all our fans. We had 41,000 yesterday, which is enormous. And yes, we did let them down. I have no issue with Xavier's tweet. That's the way it is, and that's how we feel as well. So yep, we definitely let ourselves down, let our fans down, and let the club down. But don't worry, my chin's well and truly up, and I'll be looking forward to dragging this team out, and we're going to bounce back next week.
What about on-field leadership, guys? When Richmond's lost a few games in last quarters, that's been questioned.
Yep.
Is that something that do you think's let you down in these tight finishes the last couple of weeks?
Well, look, I guess you do look to your leaders in those tight contests, and especially late in games. But I feel we have a fantastic array of leaders, and I don't feel that's lacking at all. I feel the guys that are leading from the front are the ones that are experienced and the ones that are in this leadership group. So that we're really standing up as a group. But look, it's across the board. Everyone needs to lead. So yeah.
Chris Fagan said post-match that their emphasis was uncontested marks to shut down that part of your game.
Yeah.
And John said afterwards, well, if the team did that to us and we didn't respond, that's an indictment upon us. Did you get a sense that they tactically outplayed you and that you didn't respond as you should have?
Yeah, no doubt. They certainly did on the day. They shut down our ball movement. We had an emphasis on trying to switch the ball, and they shut that down straight away. And we really just allowed that to happen. We didn't work for it. So look, we just receded and ended up going down the line to contests a lot of the time. And from those contests, they had numbers at the fall of the ball, and away they go. So yeah, really, they outplayed us for sure.
I've seen momentum swings this season cost teams games, and 6-7 goals almost unheard of. Can you put your finger on what maybe is causing that this year?
Yeah, it is a funny one. Look, it's a tough one to put your finger on what happens in those momentum swings, but I think you do talk about trying to arrest momentum. A lot of teams, you sort of get in that situation and try and, I guess, just shut down your man for a certain period of time, or you try and control the ball instead of actually trying to stem the momentum by attacking as well and taking the game on. I think you get caught in a mindset of, all right, we got to try and grab hold of this and try and, I guess, arrest that momentum. But a lot of the time, it's just a flow-on effect and it takes off. But eventually, you can get it back on your terms, and then you go for 4 or 5 goals. But it's interesting that, yeah.
On a positive note, what have you made of Kyle Langford's transition into the midfield? You seem to go okay yesterday. Yeah,
no doubt. Look, it's great to have Langers step up in a midfield role. Another big body around the ball, and look, we've got the likes of Dave Myers playing some good footy in the VFL as well. So pushing for those spots, and Langers is holding his own. So I'm really excited for him. It's great.
What was John like afterwards yesterday? I mean, you've used some pretty strong language this morning, selfish and effort. How did John address it with you?
Yeah, look, it was very similar. It just wasn't our brand of footy. We spoke about attitude and mindset prior to the game. We felt we were in a really strong position, but obviously throughout the game it was quite poor. So, look, it was something that we addressed as a group, and we'll just look at little individual acts and I guess the way we played as a team more throughout this week. But yeah, he was quite firm on that's not the Essendon brand, and that's not the standard that we hold each other accountable to.
We see a certain side of John in public. Does he give you a bollocking?
No, I haven't. Look, I haven't copped much of a bollocking from Woosher as of yet. But no, look, he's certainly very well respected, and everything he says, we know he means, and we truly respect everything he says to us.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Good on you.